Oh guys, are you excited like I'm excited? Hey, I am crazy excited. Football Manager 2021 has been announced. There is a release date, but that's not what I'm excited for. It's the FMSCOUT website. They have a coupon. Go to FMSCOUT's website. The link is in the description. If you use their coupon, you get FM21 for a discount. RDF's Italian sauce. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to FMSCOUT. It is RDF and today we have a new tactic. Well, I have a new tactic. I literally created this last night, I think it was. It was last night. This morning I posted it and this morning I am recording a video on it because that's how passionate and impressed I am about this tactic. The shape of this is a 5-4-1 diamond. The football philosophy I kind of tried to create myself. I didn't go for a typical football system or a typical football style of play. I simply just tried to create one myself. And the biggest influence on this tactic is the Italian roles used in this game. So like the Regista, the Mezzala, the Trequartista, you could say they are commonly used over in Italy. So what I have tried to do, and of course I used the Italian team, I used Napoli for this test. I just simply tried to create a system around these specialist roles and tried to be successful at it. The main aim, the main style of play is to have a lot of creativity around the pitch, a lot of people floating about, asking, looking for the ball, creating chances. But while that's happening further up the pitch, further down the pitch, we want to have some very good solidarity. We want people holding their positions, being the base, allowing the players further forward to have complete freedom. So a Regista, in simple translation, this is more of a deep line playmaker. In Italian, Regista simply means director, and this is exactly what we want from this role. Someone who's going to dictate play with freedom to orchestrate. Regista is someone typically very creative, someone that is able to paint a picture and execute that with elegance. When selecting Regista in mind, I do not see this as a position but purely as a role. Though he is positioned in the defensive midfield position, I do not expect him to carry out defensive duties. Having that in mind, I do not want him to have any defensive responsibility, which is why I opted for the three at the back. For the Trequartista, it is very similar to the Regista. I don't see this as a position, but purely just a role. When deployed as either a striker or attacking midfielder, you don't expect him to perform typically as these positions would. If deployed as a striker, he would sit deeper than a typical striker would, but as an attacking midfielder, like I have used in this tactic, I do not expect him to drop deep like a playmaking attacking midfielder would. I want him to enjoy the freedom in position and have no defensive responsibilities. I expect the players around him, apart from the Regista, to basically carry the weight. The main job is to create goal scoring opportunities for his team. He floats around in front of the opposition's defence, even finding himself in half spaces, channels, and even wider than that. The skill of this player with the ball and vision is crucial to the system. And for the Mezzala, this role is a little less specialist as the previous two roles. The term Mezzala literally just means the half winger. This role complements the Regista so well. The Regista loves the freedom to be able to move forward, using Mezzala who love to drift wide and operate in half spaces. On occasion, this can free up the space for the Regista. Mezzala in this system will be very important as they will be carrying out various jobs. They will be used to open space but also to create and help overload the space. Using wingbacks, Mezzala helps them not to be isolated when the ball or when the wingbacks have the ball out wide, and when the ball has travelled forward around the opposition's final third, the Mezzala can also help stretch the defence by roaming around, looking for pockets and moving into the channels. If a defender chooses to follow him, this can now leave gaps for the central players like the Regista, like the Trequartista, and also the striker to do their job, even to greater effect. As a team, we are looking to play in a more controlled manner, always wanting to be on the ball, creating opportunities with some high tempo. Off the ball, we must work hard in order to get on the ball, and we want to suffocate the opposition, not giving them much time at all when they are on the ball. Having all of that in mind, let's look how I set this tactic up. It is called RDF's Italian sauce. Listen, when you say this tactics name, you can't say Italian sauce. You have to add the sauce when you're saying sauce. It is simply RDF Italian sauce. So first off, we're going to start with in possession, the mentality. We have gone with the positive mentality. The attacking width is set to fairly wide, which comes standard with the mentality. But in our approach play, the only instruction I will be giving our team is to play out of defense. Of course, we have very, very technical players, very technical roles. We don't want our defenders constantly kicking the ball more direct, completely missing our creative players. When it comes to the passing directness, we have gone for the shorter passing and the quicker tempo. So what this translates into the game, maybe when we have the ball, simply pass the ball and move. Pass the ball and move with some tempo. In the final third, the only instruction I am giving my team is to run at the defense. The only reason why I have given my team this instruction is because if you look at this role, we don't have many direct players. Many players that is going to pick up the ball and run with it. So run at the defense is going to add some of that directness into the game. As you can see, it's probably only the wing back on the right and the Trequartista who have dribble more hard-coded into their instructions. So run at defense is going to help me balance out more direct football. In transition, the only things we have gone with is counter press and the counter. We kind of want this to be a plain canvas a little. So we are giving the responsibility to the players a lot. We are asking them to make their most important decisions. Out of possession, we have gone with the offside trap with the higher line of engagement with the higher line of defense line. This is to try, of course, suffocate our opponents. When it comes to the defensive width, because we have 3 at the back, it is okay for us to leave this on standard as we should have enough cover centrally. When it comes to marking and tackling and the pressing, again, we kind of want this to be a blank canvas. So the only instruction I have gone with is the pressing intensity, which is on more urgent. So we want to try and win the ball back. When we are off the ball, we need to work hard or harder in order to be on the ball. So for the player roles in goal, we have the sweeper keeper on defend. He has no instructions. For the ball playing defenders, we have given them the instructions to pass it shorter and to stay out wide. Between them, we do have the libero. We are asking them to pass it shorter, dribble less and hold their position. The reason why all 3 defenders are asked to pass it shorter, we want to minimise the risks. We have around 7 players or 8 players on this pitch that are asked to take more risks, and sometimes you just need that little balance. On the right hand side of the defence, we've got the wing back on attack. He has passed it shorter, but also he has a mark specific position. Now this is important. When you're coming against opposition, you basically want to man mark their main attacking wider players. In Italy, a lot of the times, it would have been the wing backs. So a lot of the times, for my wing back on the right, I am asking them to mark specifically the wing back on the left. For our left wing back, he is on the more supporting act. We are asking him to cross less and cross from the byline in order to try and create a pull back situation. We don't want him crossing more often like the right wing back. We now have the option for one wing back to constantly cross the ball in, whilst the other has the option to cross or pull it back to the Mazzala, who could actually be overlapping and coming into the space. In defensive mid, of course, we have gone with the Regista. We have asked him to close down more and tackle harder in order to try and win the ball back quickly, especially in the midfield. We simply just want to win the midfield battle. The Regista is going to be the director, the hub. Each is going to be the player dictated. He's the one that is going to receive the most touches. He's the one that is going to be getting the most passes completed. On the right hand side of our diamond in midfield, we have this Mazzala on support. We have him passing it shorter and tackling harder. We want him to pass it shorter because we have creative plays around him. We have the wing back attacking, who's going to be more direct, but also creating chances by crossing it. And we have the Trequartista in front of him, whilst the Mazzala on attack on the left hand side of him, and the Regista, who's going to be pushing up right beside him. So we want him to be passing it short and laying it off to the more creative players. For the player on the left side of the diamond is the Mazzala again, but this time on attack. He's simply going to be taking more risks than his Mazzala partner. With his instructions, we're only asking him to shoot less and tackle harder. Again, we want to win that midfield battle. On top of the diamond, we now have the Trequartista. He has instructions already made. He has them hard-coded, which is dribble more, take more risks, move into channels, roam from position and ease off his tackles. He has literally no defensive responsibilities, so the players around him are going to be carrying his weight. And above him, we now have the advanced forward, the main focal point when it comes to burying our chances. He's going to be the main source of goals. His role is the advanced forwards on attack, and he has no special instructions. He should simply go out and be the advanced forward that you are. But now we've looked at the tactics, let's look at some results and some statistics. As you can see here in the Serie A, we won the league. We played 38 games, we won 29 of those, we drew 7 of those, and we only lost 2 throughout the whole season. We ended up with the best goal difference in the league, ending up with 94 points also. When it comes to the goals individually, Milic is only one behind Cristiano Ronaldo, but he also played fewer games, so only God knows what could have happened if Milic played the same amount of games as Ronaldo. When it comes to player of the match awards, you can see that Milic was very, very important for us. And also Alex Meret, our goalkeeper, with 25 clean sheets. Yes, that is 25 clean sheets in 38 games. Very, very solid defensively, of course, and you can tell when it comes to our goals against, we only conceded 18 goals, but we also scored the second most goals in the season, well, joint top with Juve. We only averaged 49% of average possession, but our main purpose wasn't simply just to hold the possession. We also want to try and break teams down, so you would notice that a lot of our players are actually taking a lot more risks on the ball in attempts to try and create a goal scoring opportunity. So when it comes to goals here, you can see that we are joint top with Juve. Cross completion, we have a 24% cross completion, which is fairly decent. And when it comes to crosses completed, we were 4th highest. Goals scored from corners, we only scored 6. This does not have a set piece routine. If you do have one, you can just simply add it to this tactic. Goals from indirect free kicks, we scored a few. We scored 11, which is kind of given when you are a champion of this league. Pass completion ratio, 87%, only 2% behind the top team, which is Roma. So this is no embarrassment. We are connecting with our passes fairly well. Chances created, we came 4th. We created 86 chances, which is clearly enough to score a lot of goals in this league. Of course, you're not only going to score from your chances created, your half chances and your clear cuts, you're also going to score some goals from set pieces and speculative long shots. When it comes to shots on target, we came 2nd with 354. Our conversion rate was 10%, which is 5th in the league. Fouls against, we topped this list, so obviously our movement was simply just too much for the Serie A. Simply just too much. When it comes to goals conceded, we have the least goals conceded, the fewest, with 18 goals, alongside the most clean sheets. When it comes to key passes, Fabian of course has to be high on this list. He sits 9th with 72 key passes played throughout the season. Bear in mind, he did not play every single game, and also did not play every single game he played as a Regista. We did rotate a little, but Fabian was our main Regista. When it comes to chances created, again, like I told you before, Giovanni Di Lorenzo, our right back, he created the most chances for us and created the second most chances in Serie A. Looking at some squad stats, you can see that Milic, he's got 25 goals in 42 games, which is fairly decent. We got Di Lorenzo scoring 13 goals, but also getting 10 assists, so he's in double figures with goals contributed. And Dries Mertens, who's also got 10 goals in 14 starts. When it comes to assists, you can see that Insigne, Di Lorenzo, Gulam, Fabian, they are our main creators. Matteo Politano, also a great tip if you are going to use this tactic with Napoli. He is an awesome left wing back. When my 2 left wing backs got injured and I shifted him, goals started coming in. Goals. Of course, he's an excellent crosser off the ball. He's got very good vision also. So he's decent when it comes to creating. When it comes to passes completed in our squad, you can see that Fabian completed the most passes with 2,355 passes, but 2,617 passes attempted. When it comes to competitions in Europa League, we got knocked out in the semi-final by Chelsea, which is no disappointment. But in our run to the semi-final, we also did draw some decent teams, just like Arsenal, just like Milan, who we then conquered. but when it came to Chelsea, that simply was just a bit too much for us. Looking at the results, you can see that fairly on in the season, it was clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet. We was very, very solid defensively. During our way towards the end of the season, we kind of lost our way. We conceded 2 at home to Cagliari. We also conceded 2 away to Crotone. And we also conceded 2 at home to Atalanta. So we did kind of lose our way. Maybe it was just a simple tweak that I needed to make. But for testing purposes, I did not want to keep making tweaks after tweaks so you guys can have a finished product. But that is it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have lasted this long, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Also, please stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good day. I'll see you soon. I love you guys and I love this game.